Okay, so you've had a long day. You get back to your room and you're still in a bit of a state. This is what you can do. So I've dimmed the lights. I've got a pillow and I'm going to show you some really nice stretches and moves and things to think about to relax you before bed. Thinking about how you've moved all day. You've been standing on your feet. You've been doing work in front of your body with your hands and your arms, and you've been transferring your weight probably side to side. So we're going to do some moves that gently do the opposite of that. And it's really important that when you stand on your feet all day and you're working in a job where you're using your hands and you're leaning over people, that you actually take time to stretch the other way. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to start on all fours and then we're going to stay mainly on the floor, and hopefully it won't take too long. So come on to all fours. And the first thing that we're going to do is just stretch our wrists. So spread your fingers out and put the tops of your hands on the floor and then rotate your elbow pit. So your elbows pit, the bit that bends here is your elbow pit. And we're just going to bring it round to the front. So rotate it forward like this. Very gentle. So here, when you're on all fours, just remember to take the tension out of your back. You might find yourself tucking under your pelvis. So make sure that you let your tummy fall to the floor and relax your shoulders there. Draw them down towards your waist. Spread your fingers out and stretch the tops of your hands, as they will have been worked all day. And then be very gentle on yourself as well. And when you stretch, just find the edge of the uncomfortableness. And then let's go the other way. So put your hand down on the floor, bring this elbow pit round to the front, slide your shoulders back down to your waist, so away from your ears. And stretch your fingers out, stretch them wide and put some weight on them. Let's go to the other side. So put the top of the hand down, bring the elbow pit round to the front, or as far round as you can bring it. Go to your shoulders, which might be up by your ears, and draw them away. Draw them away from your ears. And stretch your fingers out on the floor. Elbow pit to the front. You might, if you wanted to, you could gently move it, rotate it back and forth. And then put two hands on the floor. And we're just going to do, so same thing, bring your elbow pits around to the front, two straight arms. Have your knees straight under your hip bones. And then let's do like a cat-cow. So tuck your pelvis under, so your pelvis moves first. Tuck it under, work your way up your spine, tuck your chin. Two straight arms. Really tuck your chin under. And then move your pelvis the other way. So pour your pelvis as if you're pouring something out of a bowl. And then let that move up your spine and bring up your head. To make it really nice, you could breathe out on the way to rounding it and breathe in. And you do you. does that feel for you? Lead with the pelvis, tuck it under, arch your back, take your chin, press down into the floor, push the floor away from you, and then pull the pelvis away. And then bring up your head. Maybe take your bottom lip over your top lip. Press into your hand. Fast or slow. Take your time. If it's super tight, take a bit more time. You could hold your ribs still and just move your bottom round in a circle. If your lower back is quite tight, go one way and then the other. And then you could squeeze your waist on one side, so draw your shoulder down to your hip. Squeeze the side and squeeze the other side. Squeeze. Squeeze. You could swing your bottom round. Now I'm going to do a twist. You're just going to get your right hand and you're going to weave it between your left hand and your left knee. And then let your right shoulder drop towards the floor, bottom in the air. And then your spare arm, just push it into the floor and draw the shoulder to stack on the one that's on the floor. Nice twist. Very nice. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe the whole time. And try to breathe in and out of your nose. Gentle in and out. If you wanted, you could internally rotate the elbow and wrap it behind your back if you wanted to, and draw your top shoulder away from the floor. Alright, go to the other side. So again, straight arms. So left arm goes across the floor, left shoulder to the floor. Bottom in here, and then use the right arm to not scratch your nose, but to push your right shoulder to stack it upon your left shoulder. Balance your knees out equally, the weight across your two knees. Close your eyes. Maybe you'd like to internally rotate the elbow and bend it behind the back. Put your fingers on the floor. You could have your palms down or up, depending where you're tight. For me, I'm tight with my palms down, so that's one. Okay. Come back onto all fours. Just going to stick one leg out to the side with the foot facing to the front, and we're just going to sit back. So you can curl your toes under with your other foot and just sit back. Over to the other side, leg out to the side, curl your toes under, and then sit back. Okay, so let's lie on the floor face down. We're going to do some things now to stretch your back out in the opposite way to how you've worked all day. So first of all, rest your head on the floor and then bend your knees, have a foot that's flexed, and then just let your legs windscreen wiper left and right. And let your hips go with the movement. So you can, so I'll go to the right and my left hip comes up off the floor. Go to the left, my right hip comes off the floor. Gently, wide the leg. Really well. And then hold the hips really still. Push them into the floor. So use your pubic bone to push into the floor, and then try to move the hips left and right. So keep your pubic bone in contact with the floor and just windscreen wipe the legs without the hips. Quite hard to do, you might find it quite stiff in the hips. So yeah, just windscreen wipe. And then let's bring one knee out to the side, flex your foot, flex your head on the floor. Here, let's have a flexed foot. And cross the other side, and bend the knee on the floor. Stretch the inside of the leg. Right. Stretch the fronts of the hips, so grab your ankle. Pushing it away from you. Push your pubic bone into the floor. Stretch out the front of the leg, front of the top of the leg. Relaxes what you're holding on to, if it's split. That's into the and then go to the other side, grab the ankle, push your pubic bone into the floor. To the front of the pelvis, or the bones that stick out, and need to be in contact with the floor. And then let's put your elbows on the floor and see if we can just rest on the floor with, it's like a bit of a back bend. So see if you can pick your head up off the floor, tuck your chin down and stretch the top of your head away from you. Relax the short shoulders, bring them down to the waist. Maybe look left and maybe look right. Make sure your head is not lurching in front of you. Make sure you pick it up. It goes left and right and left. You could do a circle, big circle with your head. Lifting it up and away. Stretch out that left. Think about how you move it all day. You know, you're looking down at people's hair. you'll move in the same way all day. So see if you can stack your head again. So bring it back up off the floor. Draw your shoulders down to your waist. And tuck your chin down a little bit. And then see if you can stretch your right ear away from you. And then come back to the middle and then stretch your left ear away from you. So take your left ear away and over to the right. But don't let your head sink towards the floor. Stretch. Okay. Let's take our arms wide on the floor in like a Y shape and spread your fingers out. Do it like this. Spread your fingers out and see if you can reach your shoulders to the floor and keep your arms straight. Keep both arms as straight as you can. So gently reach the shoulder. As you use your shoulders in the same way all day, and they've been on all day, and to stretch them out and move them in a different way to how you've been moving them all day. So then lift up your chest off the floor and see if you can keep reaching for the floor with two straight arms. So reach the shoulder to the floor, spread your fingers out, keep your arms straight. Just going to stretch the back now, so bring the hands next to the chest, spread the fingers, tuck the elbows in towards each other, and if you can, raise yourself up, but use your back to raise yourself up. So try not to clench the bum cheeks, raise yourself up and down. So you're going to hold it up here and low down. Don't forget to breathe. Allow the spine to grow longer as you lift up off the floor. Do not use your bum cheeks. Let's use the muscles in your spine. If you wanted to, you could push up into your hands and have two straight arms and really stretch your back. But just be careful. We could do a bit of this. Let's do this together. Let's sit back and come forward. Drop the hips. It's really good for your spine. Drop your shoulders and reach the top of your head away from you. And then bring down, reach back, and come forward. If you've been standing all day, it's really good to take your hips into their full range of movement. So what I mean by that is to take your bottom right back so that you get a full knee bend, because your legs have been straight for the whole day. You want to stretch out your hips and also get the full range of movement in your knee. And then coming back down like this also stretches your spine in a way that you haven't moved all day. So doing a few of these before you get into bed is really nice. And if you do them really slowly, they're really, really nice. And if you take your knees further apart, you can really stretch out those hips. Really stretch out the hips. And then take the bottom down. This is my sort of go-to move in the evenings when I feel exhausted. We gently move between these two positions. They're really lovely, but at the same time, they're really quite strong. So if it's too much on your arms, you can just come down and then come up. Not quite the same. I would always try and come back to sit like that on the heels. Always try and get into a squat position, a full squat position, and then pull forward. Okay, might want to look at that. So then put your hands in a T shape, and put your head on the floor. Bend your right arm onto your fingertips. Keep your left arm straight. Spread the fingers, palms down, and then gently push into the right arm so that your weight is on your side. Try to draw your ribs down to your toes. Imagine the bottom of the ribs is being pulled down, but don't tuck your bottom under or squeeze your bum cheek. And then the focus here is to just stretch out your arm on your fingers. So keep your arm stretched out. The straight arm. Spread the fingers on the floor. And then so you can find one place and then come back down. Move your arm maybe up away from you. Stretch. So you might be really tight here. So just be not mindful you don't want to move yourself for the next day. Just take your arm where you can. Stretch it out. You might not even need to lift up the front of the body off the floor. It might be enough for you to stretching your arm out gently and maybe using your spare arm to just push your shoulders round. It's quite nice if you can come onto the side. Let's go to the other side. You can see there's this on the straight, fingers are spread, rolling onto the side. Spread your fingers around. Breathe. Drop those ribs down. And reach the bottom of the rib to the toes. You can use the top leg to balance you, so you can lift it up and let it slowly drop behind you, and then you can take your arm to the new spot. It's quite tight, so you can go and another spot. It's quite tight. And really nice. Just to remind you, what you stay there, but when you're working like this all the time, it's really nice when you get the chance to just take your arms back behind you. So when you do that, try to just leave your ribs where they are and just take the shoulder joint back behind you. Open up the elbow and slide your hand behind you. And you will find a point that's easy, like here, but then lift it up and take it somewhere else. Lift it up and take it somewhere else. If you get tension in your neck and shoulders, this could be why, because all of this bit here is tight because you're leaning around doing stuff all day. So But always remember not to take your ribs with you. You can if you want to, if you feel like you want to twist, but do a few without a twist and a few with a twist. Right, back on the floor, and we are going to roll onto our back. This is really nice. So just lie on the floor, palms up, wiggle around and make sure your shoulder blades are flat on the floor. And then touch chin down. So lengthen your neck on the floor. So tuck your chin down a little bit. And then just lengthen this neck. Just imagine that you are growing taller. So somebody's got a piece of string, they're pulling you up. So palms up. Let your hips roll out to the sides and your feet roll out. Just have a moment here. Let's breathe into our nose and breathe out through our nose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe in. We are going to bring our knee in, one knee, and we're just going to hold it and bring it into the body. Stretch the other leg out as far as you can. Push it away from you with a flexed foot. And get that knee, and then let's go through it. Then plug it close to you. And then bring both knees in, plug them close to you. And take your knees wide if you want, and close together. Roll on back there. Roll from side to side. Keep your chin tucked. Try to observe where your neck is. You don't want your chin to be up in the air. You want your neck to be elongated at the back. So stretching your neck up. And then let one leg go. And then just hug the knee across to the midline. Bring it across, but keep everything on the floor. Your hip and your back on the floor. Really stretch out that groin. Just be mindful if it might be painful. Just take it to where it's not. And swap knees again, so stretch the leg out, pull your knee towards you, and then gently pull it into the center of the body. Keeping your back, hips on the floor. Go back to the knee. So pull it in towards you, and then maybe pull it out to the side and into the midpoint. You could use your left hand and left leg as you pull it outwards, and then your right hand pull it over. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. And then here. Pull it in towards towards the center, keeping everything on the floor, and then out. Across your body, out to the side, off your body, to the side. Go back to the other knee, bring it in, let it drop all the way. So this is my left leg. Let it drop over, let your hip and your back knee, let it drop all the way over to the right. So left knee goes right. And then put the left arm out. Really nice twist. So if this is quite tight for you, then you could put a pillow under your knee. So grab a pillow or two, put it under your knee so that you're not going to injure yourself. And you could use this arm and you could pretend it's like a big fan and just go from top to bottom. And you could rotate your elbow inwards and outwards and inwards and outwards. Release your shoulder. Because I should imagine shoulders hurt after you've been doing your job all day. Anything to move them gently. Let's go to the other side. So other leg, knee into the chest. Drop it over to the floor and let the other shoulder, the opposite arm, stretch out behind you. Stretch fingers out, reach your elbow back behind you. See if you can bring the shoulder down to the floor. Again, if you need something into your knee, just put something in your knee so more comfortable. Breathe. You can rotate your head side to side, twist your head. Feel it moving on the floor. Try not to raise your chin up to do it. Tuck your chin down. Really nice. What else is on my little list? Oh, yeah. Okay, come back to the center. Cross your legs over. Bring them into your chest. You could hold your shins. Draw them into your chest. You could flex your feet. And then switch legs over. Other way, hold the shins. Draw them into your chest. Tuck your chin down. Try not to have your head up. So all the time you're practicing and reminding your neck to grow taller and longer and stronger. Okay. Bend one knee, take the other leg, put the foot just on under, down from the knee, and then lift legs off the floor. Keep both feet flex like this, point and flex. This is a flex. Hold on to your big toe, wiggle your toes round a bit. And then if you wanted to, put your hands out to the side and just drop your foot over to the floor. Depends how accessible that is to you. Do not do it if you're very stiff and you've got any pain. Quite a big move that. Let's switch to the other side. So put your one ankle just on your knee and lift up both legs. With your big toe. Move around with your heel. Big is so important in your gait, how you walk and how you stand. Take the big toe. Arms out to the sides, and then take your foot, your top foot to the floor. So again, if it's too far to the floor, you could rest it on a pillow. Really be able to stretch out all in your hip. Imagine your hips get tight too. Come back to the center. See if you can reach for the bottoms of your feet and pull your knees into your chest. Stretch your spine along the floor. Just pull your shoulders down towards the floor too. Arms straight, elbow hips rotated inwards and upwards. And then see if you can drop one leg with a little stretch and back and forward. Do that again. And your feet. If you can't reach for your feet, it's no problem. You can hook your arms around your legs. Just hold your leg and drop one leg. Watch this chin. And then drop the other leg. No problem. There's always a way to do everything. And then it's just rock around, moving, rock around side to side. Last kind of move before I think it relaxes. Bend your knees, get rid of everything. Bend your knees in not 90 degrees, and then stack your shoulders vertically and have them in line. Have a line here between your hips and your ribs. Have your ribs not ramping upwards forward, but actually bring them down. You could put something into your head. Yeah, you might want to put something into your head. And then if you take your thumb, put your thumb on the floor, see if you can do a full circle. Keep your knees together and draw a full circle at the floor. If you're in a hotel room, you might have to find the space here. And draw a massive circle right behind you. And back to the side. Draw a massive circle. You can do this as slow as you need to. Draw a massive circle. Yeah. And let's go to the inside. So all you need to do is flip over to the inside if you've got space. But I will flip sides if you want to. So bend your knees and then thumb down and then draw a great big circle. Try and keep your knees where they are. Massive, massive circle. There'll be some parts of the circle that are really hard to do. Just go with the way you can reach. You might not even be able to touch the floor in some parts because you're so tight. Doesn't matter, just draw the circle that suits you. Use your chest. And if you wanted to, you could just hold yourself in a twist. You scoot your shoulder forward. So you're actually in like a T, with a T shape with your arms. Okay. Two nice things that you can do now, which you don't need the video for, but I'll show you what to do. And you're just about to get ready for bed. So put a pillow on the floor, and then you can just lie on it, really nice and relaxed. Here I'm a bit ramped up with my ribs. I'm going to scooch to the end of it so that just my shoulders are on the pillow and my ribs are down. Can you see the difference in that? So I'll show you again. So if you're lying on anything, try not to have your ribs sticking up in the air. You really want to scoot yourself down so that your ribs come down like this and you can relax everything. But this is a really nice thing to do on the floor. Call this a like floor angel. So palms up, spread your fingers. Make sure you got something under your head. And just spend a bit of time moving your arms. Don't allow your ribs to come up and down as you take your arms up, down. If you're really tight, you can just rest your arms on the floor, drop your ribs down. Use the pillow to make sure your ribs are coming down. Another nice thing that you can do when you have a hard day is you can rest like this. This is quite nice for your back. You could rest your chest on something, on a pillow, and then rest your head down and cross your hands over and rest your chin on your hand. That's quite nice. Stretches out the back, elongates the spine. Quite nice. And the other thing I was going to show you is this too. So in your bedroom, lie on your bed, put your pillow under your bum, and then put your feet up the wall. So try to have your bum and the pillow as close to the wall as you can, and just relax with your legs. Because if you think about it, being been on your feet all day, and the blood is mainly going to go down. And if you put your legs at the wall like this for 10 minutes or something, all the valves in your legs will be working really hard, and they'll be getting some movement that they need. So when they return the blood back up to your heart, they have these valves that capture the blood when it tries to move back towards your feet. So your heart will pump the blood down, and then there's these valves that are kind of no return valve that then will push the blood back up to your heart. So if you're starting to get like varicose veins and stuff on your legs through the amount of time that you stand all day, this is a really nice thing to just do. 5 minutes. You could, to make it relaxing, you could wrap a belt around your knee, so then you don't have to use the energy to keep your legs in the air. Flex your feet and just relax in this position with your feet against a wall. That's really nice. And of course, anything that involves grounding, lying on the floor before you get into bed, just take a moment to breathe in and out through your nose. Always remember that. Relax your shoulders into the floor, palms up. If you find it really hard to lie flat on the floor, then you could bend your knees. And you could Take your feet wide and let your knees fall in. And that's a comfy place to be too, if your back hurts. All right, so you can switch the video off now and relax for 5 minutes, breathing gently. Okay,